Hey guys, it's Jack Punkington here, and today we're going to talk about Montana. This is the guitar that made me cry. Um, so, and it's rare for that to happen. So this is a 2002 or 2001 Gibson Les Paul Special. It's been on the channel a few times in different forms. So this has been heavily customized. Originally, when I bought this, like 2 years ago, it was a very badly painted black guitar with the MGs. I took all the paint off and refinished it like a worn brown finish. And traded it for a PB Classic, or not PB Classic, traded for a Fender Mustang, which I then sold. I traded a PB Classic 30 for it back. Then it had different pickups in it and a different pickguard on it. And I had spent that whole day working on the guitar and finally wired it up. And that night, when I went to put it on the stand, it slipped and the headstock snapped off. And it was the most heartbreaking thing ever, because it was the same night I had gotten it back. A friend of mine, Josh Sage of Thane Guitars, prepared it for me. He did a very good job. And then my neighbor refinished it. So originally this guitar was going to be a tribute to two of my favorite guitar players, Joe Bonamassa and Neil Young. Neil Young has a Les Paul called Blackie. I think it's called Black. I could be completely wrong on that, but it originally was a gold top, and it had a single coil in the neck, and what I thought was a humbucker in the bridge, but it turned out to be this really interesting pickup and a Bixby. And Joe Bonamassa, his first signature guitar, I believe, from Gibson and Epiphone, was a Gibson Les Paul that was gold on top, black on back. The story goes, his father, because I believe his father, I don't know if he still does, but he used to run a guitar shop, and this guitar came in and he fell in love with it. But anyway, so I've always wanted a gold top Gibson, and so this is not a normal Les Paul. It's a flat top, mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard, Schaller tuners, which, believe it or not, they're the only piece of well, no, the bridge and tailpiece are stock still, but the tuners are stock. They came with these Schaller tuners. You might see some of these with mini trapezoid inlays. It really depends on the year, and because there's the special, then there's the special SL. They're basically the same guitar, I believe, besides the trapezoid inlays. This one just has dots. I don't really care. The neck pickup is a Seymour Duncan Fat Cat. It's actually a bridge, but we have it in the neck position. And the middle is a Bootstraps Sweet Serrano, which I believe is their take on like a JB. If you guys remember, I did a video a while ago on this pickup because it took It took like 2 months to 3 months to get this, and it was only supposed to take like 5 weeks. So, unfortunately, with what's been going on in the world, I understand it was just a little bit of a frustrating process, but I actually really like this pickup, so I might get more for my Telecaster. But anyway, and then, like I said, it's been painted gold on top, black on the sides and neck. The paint job is really well done, which is funny because my neighbor, he's pretty meticulous. He's a cool guy, and he's actually my best friend's father. I've known him for probably 10 years now. Anyway, he did a great job. He runs a upholstery shop now. Well, he owns and runs. Someday, I actually hope to work for him, but he basically admits you can't even see the headstock repair on the back of the neck. The front, it's a little iffy. Yes, the front of the headstock actually still has primer on it. That was his biggest regret, because he just couldn't get it off. And he's like, well, let's just repaint it, and then, you can get a water slide decal. And I was like, nah, I don't really care. I scrubbed most of the primer off of the Gibson logo, and that's all I cared about. This guitar has been on a serious journey, and I truly believe it's in a lot better shape than it was when I got it. It's been through multiple hands, and yeah. And then my friend and local amp tech here in my hometown, Travis, wired the pickups for me. When he saw this guitar for the first time, I was like, man, that is so weird looking. And he thought it was stock, and I think the paint job. And I was like, no, it's a custom. Like, this whole guitar has been redone, and it's really good. I don't ever plan on selling this guitar again. I've sold it and bought it back 3 separate times. This is what I would consider the most expensive guitar I own, not because of the guitar's worth, but the amount of money I've put into this. Yeah. So it's really interesting to see the journey. And yes, I know I am missing a knob. I only had 3 ambered colored knobs. I don't know where the last one went. I need to get one. I also need to get a poker chip. But enough with the long story. I know that's not what you're here for. You're here for the tones. So we're running through the orange amp through my orange V30 loaded 212. The only pedal I have on right now is my noise gate, because the neck pickup and the bridge pickup does feedback quite a bit. But I like the way that the neck sounds on the clean. Put on a couple effects here. Like a really nice warm sound. You want to put a little bit of overdrive on that? It has a nice quack to it. Because it is a single coil, it's just really beefy. Off. Go to the bridge pickup. Now this pickup is hotter. Like I said, it's based, I believe, off of a JB. You can hear it wants to push the amp. Put an overdrive on, and So now I'm going to go back to the neck. Gain. No overdrive, just straight gain. It's the perfect pickup, in my opinion, for that if you want to get that nice rhythm, but kind of still punchy tone. Like I said, it is a bridge pickup. Yes, it's in the neck position. But it gets that, I don't know, it just fits that sound. But, you know, you can still get throw an overdrive on to try to get some more creaminess. It's really good. So switch over to the bridge. To it. It's just a great riff sounding pickup. I mean, throw overdrive on it. But it can still get really like heavy sounding. It's really cool because this is actually still a really heavy Les Paul. You know, it's a flat top slab body, just mahogany, no maple curve, but it's still got the amount of weight I'd want for a guitar with the Les Paul title. So, now, you may be wondering, why have you not shown what it sounds like with both pickups? It's because I literally never use that setting. But, real fast, here's the clean channel. All it does is it makes it sound a little bit louder than the neck pickup. And then on the gain channel. So, I don't know, it's cool sounding. I just literally never use it. So, one more thing I want to do, throw a fuzz on this. So we're back to the neck pickup. Neck pickup with my big muff on. Pretty good. So this thing means a lot to me. It started its life off as a guitar known as George Jr. If you go back a long time ago in my videos, I owned a Gibson Les Paul that was a studio worn brown that I had modified with a Bigsby and a Bob Lawrence XL something whatever in the bridge with locking tuners. That guitar meant a lot to me. I sold it foolishly because I was very mad at Gibson. I'm still not happy with their business practices, but I have to essentially do the same thing I do with artists, with music that I love, but the artists that I hate, and separate that. Yes, this is a Gibson. Yes, Gibson is hated a lot right now in the guitar community, but I can't get over my attachment to this guitar because this represents something that I grew up with. Gibson meant a lot to me. It still means a lot to me. They arguably aren't my favorite guitars anymore. That might actually fall to Schecter now. But this has a special place in my heart because of the work, the tears that have gone into this thing. And I'm not ashamed to say that. There's pieces on this guitar that belonged to George. The truss rod cover originally came from a Gibson M2, name is Coy, but it was frankly moved over to George, where it stayed until I sold the guitar. I kept that because I knew someday I would put it on another Les Paul, which I've done. So yeah. The pickguard also came from that Epiphone I had, so I think, or maybe I can't remember. So I actually, if I can find it, I have another piece that did come off of George. It actually came off my very first electric guitar, and it was a little white washer that I had on one of George's pegs. And I plan to, if I can find it again, put it on this. Someday I'd love to get another Les Paul Studio and just remake George. I know I can do it, although I would choose a different humbucker pickup in the bridge now. Potentially, probably a super distortion, because I'm leaning more towards the Marzio. Although I did just pick up a Seymour Duncan Black Winter to try out. So we'll see where that leads. However, for the time being, I am super happy with Montana. The reason why its name is Montana is because whenever I pick up this guitar, I, for some reason, just think of Montana, like the word Montana. And this is a really cool guitar. Like I said, it's been with me through a lot, and I hope to keep it. Oh, also the post for the tailpiece, I lost the original ones. And these are actually off the Explorer when I first got it. It had a gold bridge and tailpiece. So that's kind of a neat little thing, because these are gold posts. I don't have any matching silver ones, so I just went with it. But yeah, so, and I debate on if I should put a Bigsby on here. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I just hit the string for my light, which is right here. Let me know if I should put a Bigsby on here. I always hated restringing them, but I would have so much fun just like going nuts on stage with them. So, anyway, guys, I been wanting to make this video for a while. So, Jack Punkington signing out. Peace.